the one, the only, Bencio. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun to Lean On. Today we're doing Siman Reish Samach Gimel in Orach Chaim Milchas Shabbos. It's a long siman, 17 halachas. A lot of these halachas deal with the mitzvah of hadlakas ner Shabbos, lighting a ner before Shabbos. The chiyuv, if you have a household, really falls on the woman because she's in charge of things in the house, at least getting the house clean, getting it tidy. It's not really understood why it falls on the woman. Men also help in the house. I think the reason is you have to really understand the mitzvah of hadlakas ner Shabbos. Mitzvah of hadlakas ner Shabbos is to provide beauty and ambiance in the house, right? Some people have a minhag to shut off the lights and then light ner Shabbos, because if you have electricity on and you light Shabbos, how did it help, right? The point of, they understand literally when the Gemara says that there's kavod Shabbos, oneg Shabbos, shalom bayis, right? One of the halachas, we had an halacha gimel over here. If you have no money to buy, right, kiddush hayom, money for grape juice, or money for ner Shabbos, you ner Shabbos is better because of shalom bayis. That's the whole reason of shalom bayis, or the previous in Beis, it says oneg Shabbos. If you have no money for food, you still have to knock on doors to get money for ner Shabbos, because of oneg Shabbos. I've heard so many times, so many Rabbanim say you should put the neros near your food so you can enjoy the food. Now, first of all, you have electricity. You can see without the neros. And second of all, if you have no food, how can it be oneg Shabbos? Oneg Shabbos is enjoying Shabbos. What are you enjoying with the neros without your food? You knock on the doors to borrow money to buy ner Shabbos, but you don't have food. You don't have kiddush, but you have shalom bayis. What's going on over here? I believe the mitzvah of lahadlik ner shel Shabbos is a mitzvah of creating ambiance. You go to fancy restaurants, they have candles lit, even though they have electricity. Candles make something more elegant. You go to weddings, they have candles lit. Even when you go accompany the chassan and kala down, each person who's holding on to him, father and the mother, they're holding on to a candle. It creates ambiance. It creates a level of serenity and ambiance. And that's the point of hadlakas ner on Shabbos. It's nothing to do with being able to see your food. It doesn't have to be at the table. It's supposed to be in the main part of the house, or the main part where you're going to be on Friday night. So to create a sense of ambiance, create a serenity, which I think shalom bayis is really the idea of shalom bayis. It's not so that, I think Rashi says you shouldn't trip, you can't see anything, because when you have electricity, what's the point of ner Shabbos? The point is that you should have serenity. When you have ambiance, when you have a nice atmosphere, serenity over there, people calm down, they won't fight so much on Shabbos. You have oneg Shabbos, you're enjoying the ambiance. You can enjoy the ambiance even without food. That's right, technically, obviously having food by the candlelight is better, but even having a nicely lit home, like we learned in Siman Reish Samach Beis, to have all the table set up and the beds made, having a clean house, a nice looking house, creates a sense of serenity, a sense of ambiance, and that really fits into what oneg Shabbos really is. Oneg Shabbos is not so much to enjoy the food. Oneg Shabbos really is to just feel good. Sometimes if you have delectable food, it makes you feel good. But oneg Shabbos is to feel good. That's really what oneg Shabbos is, to make you feel good. And shalom bayis is part of that. Having serenity will stop the fights. There's an idea of kavod Shabbos, of honoring the Shabbos. And the way you honor Shabbos is by having a beautiful house, a beautiful place of living. It honors the Shabbos because it makes your house look beautiful. And I think all three things are included in the idea, the message of serenity and ambiance, and the house looking nice. I believe that's the idea of hadlakas ner Shabbos. We'll talk more about this going forward. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.